January 14th was destined to be a crazy day. In the 5 continents where humans lived on Earth, countless sea monsters were advancing along the rivers. Because of the distance, most of them didn't reach the headquarter cities. However, the Emperor-level monsters and the Star Travelers of humanity had already begun their battle of the pinnacle. And in every country, every headquarter city was broadcasting the battle to the entire country. Every battle was a cause for concern for countless people. The worry of everyone on Earth created a formless aura. That kind of hot-blooded aura made some of the hesitant powerhouses feel their blood boiling. One by one they stood up. Battle was always bloody. There were strong and weak Emperor-level monsters. The weak ones were comparable to a Star Traveler level 1, the strong ones were comparable to a Star Traveler level 3 or 4. And the only advantage of a Star Traveler level fighter was the Black God set. This made the death rate of a Star Traveler level fighter lower than an Emperor level monster. But no matter how low it was, there were still representatives that fell. After all, the biggest advantage of the monsters was their numbers. The Emperor-level monsters on land were much more numerous than the human representatives. And the amount of Emperor-level monsters in the ocean was even more shocking. Even though there were close to 90 Star Traveler-level humans, on January 14th alone, 903 Emperor-level monsters flew out from the ocean. 10 times the number of humans. And this was only part of it. The battle of the pinnacle between humanity and the monsters made many mysterious warriors of humanity known to countless people on Earth. Luo Feng, M.O. Henderson, is born. Each name was extremely dazzling. And the most dazzling was Luo Feng. Ever since Luo Feng went out for the first time and killed 6 Emperor-level monsters by himself. Since then he had swiftly traveled to all parts of China. If other Star Traveler-level fighters went out and fought against an Emperor-level monster, it would be extremely dangerous and sometimes they would even have to run for their lives. But Luo Feng was different. When he went out there was only one result. Victory. From dawn till 3 in the afternoon, the number of Emperor-level monsters that died at Luo Feng's hands reached a terrifying 37. My god, all the Star Traveler-level fighters in China added together couldn't even kill half of the number Luo Feng killed. His reputation shook. In a moment, countless people in China and the countries that broadcast the battle began to worship Luo Feng. However, killing 37 Emperor-level monsters was a huge boost to humanity's morale. But to the sea monsters, they were incomparably furious. Powerful monsters were also intelligent. After 37 Emperor-level monsters were killed, he quickly provoked one of the 2 emperors of the sea monsters. 8-clawed Beast Emperor. This 8-clawed Beast Emperor was different from the one on the Misty Island. The Beast Emperor on the Misty Island was born purely from eating Muya crystals. As for the 8-clawed Beast Emperor and the Thunder Dragon Emperor, these 2 Beast Emperors had gradually matured through countless battles and massacres in the Boundless Sea. They were much stronger. In mid-air, more than 120 kilometers away from the Kyoto base city, the battle that could be said to be the pinnacle of January 14th was going on. One of the parties was the 8-clawed Beast Emperor that covered the sky and covered the earth like a floating island. This 8-clawed Beast Emperor was the largest one on Earth, much larger than the Beast Emperor on Misty Island. Its gigantic head alone was like a small mountain. The 8 tentacles were thicker than the tentacles of the Misty Island's Beast King, and the length was about the same. And on the other side, was the powerful human Luo Feng. Representative Luo Feng's speed is extremely fast. Danger. The various countries were broadcasting as the battle was simply too fast, there was no time to explain in detail. You actually underestimate me, you are afraid of Thunder God and Hong but not me? Luo Feng waved his hand, a 10 long golden arc blade landed in his hand, turning back into an arc blade. Luo Feng had also received the news. When the golden horned beast was ravaging Earth, it had specially passed by the Hongning base city and attacked the dojo headquarters, wanting to kill the 2 pinnacle warriors of humanity, Hong and Thunder God. The 2 beast emperors had probably told the golden horned beast that the hardest to deal with amongst humans were Hong and Thunder God. However, the golden horned beast didn't succeed. Hong and Thunder God hid within the training rooms of the ship headquarters and escaped. That interstellar transport ship was originally very sturdy, the star level 1 golden horned beast couldn't destroy it, much less penetrating the outer shell of the transport ship and attacking the sturdiest training room within. As for the weight, an interstellar transport ship over 10,000 m long, its weight was measured in hundreds of millions of tons. One had to know that on Earth, compared to an interstellar transport ship, it could only be considered a small aircraft carrier, weighing tens of thousands of tons. An interstellar transport ship's material density was even higher, its volume exceeding 10,000x. The weight was obvious. A Star Traveler Level 1 fighter could at most lift up to 1,000t heavy objects. Star Level 1? To move an interstellar transport ship that measured in hundreds of millions of tons was impossible. It couldn't be destroyed. It couldn't be moved. It wanted to swallow but such a huge plaything, it couldn't be swallowed. Decompose and absorb? Such a huge transport ship, it would take a very long time to absorb. After all, the current golden horn beast with just a few of the metal bases on Earth, would be able to absorb enough. One could imagine how much he could eat. Hence, Hong and Thunder God had escaped. I originally wanted to quickly get rid of you, I didn't expect your defense to be so strong, then I'll slow down a bit. LuoFeng's gaze was cold. Die. The arc-shaped blade in his hand swung out again. The arc-shaped blades on the arc-shaped blade quickly gathered together, and finally turned into an arc-shaped golden blade that was only 1 meter long and as thin as a cicada's wing. It was different from the 10M blade from before. This one was extremely condensed. Shio. The golden arc blade flashed as though it was cutting into an apple, piercing straight into the 8-clawed beast emperor's head that was like an island. Ong. The 8-clawed beast emperor let out an ear-piercing cry. Walala. Ink like venom fiercely shot out. A battle that made the entire world hold their breaths. When Luo Feng was completely enveloped by the black venom, countless people were extremely worried. One had to know that other than the swallowing beast, the strongest of the sea monsters were the two great emperors. One was the 8-clawed beast emperor, the other was the thunder dragon emperor. The thunder dragon emperor was known for its speed, thunder and power. The 8-clawed beast emperor was known for its defense, regeneration, venom and killing power. In terms of venom, the 8-clawed beast emperor was number 1. Ong, ong, ong. The 8-clawed beast emperor suddenly let out a painful cry, its 8 thick limbs madly swinging about, its huge head that was like a small mountain constantly moving and sinking in, and its eyes that were even bigger than houses were filled with madness and pain. A wound with a diameter of 2 to 3 meters appeared on its head. Immediately white and red blood spurted out like a fountain. The 8-clawed beast emperor's 8 thick limbs drooped down powerlessly, its huge body swiftly falling. Rumble. The huge body that was like a floating island smashed into the wilderness below, causing the entire ground to tremble, almost like an earthquake. It caused a few houses that had been exposed to the elements for tens of years to immediately crumble, causing dust to fill the air. The 8-clawed beast emperor of the two great emperors, dead. And within the black venom, Luo Feng stood on the soaring shuttle and flew out, glancing at the 8-clawed beast emperor's body on the ground. Immediately, the entire world, regardless of country, color, gender or age, everyone was extremely excited. Luo Feng however was very calm. This 8-clawed beast emperor is really looking for death. Within the wrist's AI space, Babata held an apple, cursing disdainfully. It's not even a match for Thunder God and Hong when it's out in the ocean. Now that Hong and Thunder God are in hiding, it thinks it's invincible? Luo Feng, your strength is even stronger than Thunder God. Dealing with it would be a piece of cake. What an idiot. Saying that, Babata fiercely bit into the apple. To the current Luo Feng. To kill a Star Traveler level 6 beast emperor, he only needed to use the arc cutter blade. The moment he used the hybrid copper essence shard, he would be able to match the world's strongest warrior, Hong. The entire world was in an uproar because of Luo Feng killing the beast emperor. And the group of Star Traveler level warriors standing at the pinnacle were even more shocked. Beast emperor. All these years, even Hong and Thunder God couldn't do anything to the two great emperors of the ocean. Even though Luo Feng and the beast emperor's battle was in the air and not in the water. However, other than Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, was there a fourth person on Earth who could battle the beast emperor? The third chairman, Ice Emperor Mo Henderson? The fourth chairman, Eastbourne? No one. At this time the entire world's warriors finally understood. Luo Feng, who had just stepped into the Star Traveler level, a genius on par with Mo Henderson and Eastbourne, after a year, actually had the strength to match Hong and Thunder God. In terms of strength, Luo Feng was the third chairman and possibly even the second chairman. However, Luo Feng had never challenged them, staying low profile in Yangzhou City. Hong Ning Headquarters City, Dojo of Limits Headquarters. The exterior of the interstellar transport ship had some scars, but the interior was undamaged. Within the interstellar transport ship's training room, a barefoot man dressed in black sat crossed-legged. In front of him was a barefooted bald man in white. One black, one white. These two were the two who had been hiding in the interstellar transport ship's training room because of the golden horned beast, Hong and Thunder God. This Luo Feng is indeed a spirit reader genius on Earth. His strength has actually grown so quickly. Hong opened his eyes, his gaze calm. Right now, his strength is indisputably the #1 spirit reader on Earth. Compared to second brother, he's probably not much weaker. That's good too. With such a genius on Earth, if I were to die, I'd be able to rest easy. Hong's eyes were as calm as the ocean. Suddenly, the entire training room began to glow with electricity, causing Hong to reveal a look of shock. The white-robed bald Thunder God who was originally sitting crossed-legged had a calm expression. However, the surroundings of his body began to glow with electricity. In an instant, the entire training room had become a thunder domain, with electricity snaking about. The white-robed bald man opened his eyes flashing with electricity, his mouth revealing a smile. This smile was like that of the Buddha from Chinese legends. Brother Hong. Thunder God said slowly, India's ancient yoga legend's ultimate state of being one with the heavens, and the Chinese martial arts state of being one with the body perfect. Surpassing them would allow one to step into the domain realm. Congratulations. Hong smiled and said. Hong was proficient in the Chinese martial arts, while Thunder God trained in both. Some of the manuals on Earth were created from ancient martial arts combined with the strength of modern humans. Maybe they were much stronger in terms of strength, however in terms of the realm, Hong and Thunder God had always benefited from Earth's ancient culture. Being one with the heavens, being one with the body, being one with the sword, Tai Chi perfect, etc., these were all descriptions of the highest level. However, above that was the domain realm. Brother Hong, you and I have been brothers for tens of years. How can I back off this time? Thunder God looked at Hong. Hong looked at Thunder God, almost as though he was looking back at the Grand Nirvana period, the two of them fighting on the edge of life and death. Alright, let's go together. Hong nodded. Let's go together. Thunder God revealed a smile. Brother Hong. Thunder God smiled. No wonder I couldn't beat you in the past. Domain, so that's how it is. Hong smiled too. Domain. Even in the vast universe, it was considered a very high level. Even a universe-level warrior born in a galaxy might not have his own domain. Second brother. Hong looked at the white-robed bald youth. That swallowing beast has been crazy for a night, it's long gone to rest in the ocean. If we want to fight it to the death, we'll have to wait until it comes out of the ocean. Hence, I'll now tell you some of my insights and usage of domains. Thunder God nodded. Stepping into the domain realm, he finally understood how unfathomable it was. He could only be considered a beginner. Hong, however, had been in the domain realm for tens of years. He was much stronger than him. As Hong imparted some of his experiences and usage to Thunder God, the battle between the humans and the sea monsters on Earth had entered a new phase. China, Jiangnan headquarters city, 100 kilometers in the air. Destination arrived. A disc-shaped battleship was in the air above a wide river. This wide river was China's famous Yangtze River. Hua hua hua. In the Yangtze River, the densely packed sea monsters were uncountable. Randomly throwing a bomb could kill over 100 monsters. Countless sea monsters madly followed the Yangtze River and advanced. Release number 12 liquid. Yes. The disc-shaped battleship suddenly had a hole in its belly. Green liquid with a tinge of red flowed from the battleship into the river below. The battleship swiftly flew along the river. The liquid continuously flowed into the river below. Within a few seconds. Ho. GA. CSI. All sorts of sounds rang out. The originally densely packed Yangtze River suddenly flared up. Some of the monsters even leapt out of the water in pain, some even crazily attacked in all directions. However, within a few moments, the river calmed down. The number of swimming monsters seemed to have lessened by quite a bit. A command center in Yangzhou City. China had a total of 6 headquarters cities. The reason why they were called headquarters cities was because these 6 cities had the strongest defenses, humanity's last bases. Over the years, humans had come up with all sorts of ways to defend the base cities. In the command center, Luo Feng was together with the retreating commander Li Dawei. Bastard. Li Dawei's expression was ugly. What's wrong? Luo Feng asked. The sea monsters have entered the land through the rivers. According to our plan. Li Dawei's face was ashen. When a large number of sea monsters flood the rivers, we will sprinkle poison into the river and poison as many sea monsters as possible to death. First, it will poison a large number of monsters to death. Second, the corpses will block the river, but it's not as effective as we thought. Li Dawei frowned. The newly developed venom number 12 is only effective against reptilian sea monsters. Li Dawei shook his head. It's not very effective against coelenterates and echinoderms. Luo Feng too felt heavy. Although he had killed a beast king, how much of an impact would it have on the overall situation? Amongst the beasts, the one that humans felt the most helpless against was the golden horned beast. We're not afraid of the sea monsters. We're not afraid of the emperor-level monsters either. Li Dawei said seriously, headquarters cities, we humans have been continuously strengthening and changing them for tens of years. No matter how much we fight against the sea monsters, we won't perish. What we're truly afraid of is the swallowing beast. Not a single person. No headquarters city can stop it. These 2 days, Li Dawei's hair had turned white from worry. January 15th, 5:15 a.m. Luo Feng sat in front of his computer looking at the news on the screen. Because of the pinnacle battle between humans and monsters, the monsters suffered heavy losses, especially the 8-clawed beast emperor's death. It scared the emperor-level monsters. They no longer dared to be so arrogant. This made Luo Feng idle. His body was idle, but his heart was nervous. Yesterday morning, the golden horned beast entered the ocean to rest. I don't know when it'll come out. Luo Feng was anxious. Babata, is the laser cannon ready? Luo Feng, don't worry, soon. Babata said. Luo Feng took a deep breath, suppressing the anxiety within. Turning his head to look outside through the glass. Outside, the sky was still dark. When will dawn appear? Luo Feng muttered. Wang. Luo Feng fiercely lowered his head to look at his wrist. The tactical communications watch on his wrist vibrated. It was Head Hong. Hello. Luo Feng answered. Luo Feng, immediately enter the virtual space war god palace. Hong said, I have something important to announce. All right. Luo Feng replied. Luo Feng, your strength has improved quite a bit. Hong praised, work hard. After saying that, he ended the call. Within the virtual space war god palace. Shwa. A golden-robed Luo Feng suddenly appeared in that spacious room. I wonder why the head is in such a rush, gathering people from every country in the war god palace. Luo Feng was curious. After leaving the room, he swiftly headed towards the top floor meeting room. Along the way he met a few friends. Luo Feng, how are you? A white man shouted. Terence. Luo Feng walked alongside this man. How's the European Union? Very bad. There are already 3 headquarters cities that have begun a true battle with the sea monsters. The white man called Terence shook his head. I estimate that within half a day, the 6 headquarters cities of the European Union will all begin a true battle with the sea monsters. Luo Feng nodded. The entire world situation was bad. The worst would be America. After all, America was the first country to be destroyed by the golden horned beast. And the Asian countries were still fine. However, according to LuoFeng's information, the Jiangnan headquarters city would probably begin a true battle with the monsters within 2 hours. Within the meeting room, many people quickly gathered. Attention all. Sitting at the very top were two people, black-clothed Hong and white-clothed Thunder God. At this crucial time, I've gathered everyone here because I have something to announce. Hong's gaze was as sharp as a knife. I believe everyone knows, the sudden appearance of the swallowing monster has caused humanity on Earth to fall into an unprecedented predicament. If we don't kill it, humanity on Earth will perish. Everyone below was silent. Luo Feng looked around, everyone's expressions were ugly. The swallowing monster is a space beast of the universe, its growth rate is extremely fast. We can't deal with it today. Even if we hide in a ship or some other place, we'll be able to escape. However, when it grows even stronger, we'll have nowhere to run. Hong's face had a pained expression. He agreed with this point. This golden horned beast was one of the pinnacle bloodlines of the space beasts. Once it matures, it could even become a sector lord. That's why we have to kill it. We have to. Hong's entire aura suddenly became berserk and fierce. It has to die. Beside, Thunder God said coldly. First representative, we know we have to kill it. However, even a 150 million ton hydrogen bomb can't kill it. What else can we do? Beside, a white-haired old man from America said anxiously. Another representative shook his head. The strongest laser cannon didn't even leave a mark on its body. It's too strong. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. I have a son and a daughter. Hong stood up looking at everyone. I'm not a good father. My energy is all on the martial path. I don't care much about them. However, they are my children. I don't want my children to have no hope. Our dojo of limits has a huge ship. Even the swallowing beast can't do anything to it. I can definitely send my children in and let them hide inside. However, I'm very clear, the moment that swallowing beast grows to the universe level, there won't be a single place on Earth that's safe. There won't be a single place. Hong's voice shocked everyone present, including Luo Feng. Thunder God and I have decided to join hands and fight to the death, to kill the swallowing beast. Hong's voice resounded in everyone's ears. Fight to the death. Kill the swallowing beast. Thunder God stood up too. Shocked. The meeting room was silent, everyone was shocked. They all knew how powerful the swallowing beast was. Head. Luha couldn't help but stand up. Dojo Master. The personal guard, Allure, who was wearing a golden mask, stood up. A total of 8 people stood up at the same time. The decision has been made, there's no need to dissuade me. Hong said calmly, however it made everyone feel that his determination was as heavy as MT Tai, no one could shake it. First representative, second representative, don't tell me you have confidence? First representative, throwing your lives away isn't worth it. If humanity can't hold on, we'll still have to rely on the first representative to lead and protect the survivors. Many people from the various countries stood up. Hong shook his head. If the swallowing beast doesn't die, humanity won't have any survivors. This sentence made many people tear up. Despair. What kind of despair was that? Luo Feng closed his eyes. Hong was right. If it wasn't for Babata who knew how to repair, assemble, pilot etc., even if they had a black dragon ship, they wouldn't be able to repair it and fly away. Babata. Luo Feng shouted with his thoughts. What's up? Babata replied. Is the laser cannon ready? Luo Feng asked. I still need an hour. Babata said. Can it kill the golden horned beast in one shot? Luo Feng asked. Relax, this is the Black Dragon Mountain X81 strongest weapon. It can definitely destroy the golden horned beast's head in one shot, shattering its soul. That's a definite death. Babata was extremely confident. Very good. Luo Feng opened his eyes, looking at the group of Earth's elites struggling in pain, as well as Hong and Thunder God who were prepared to sacrifice themselves. A loud voice resounded within the meeting room. Everyone quietened down, including Hong and Thunder God. They all looked over. Facing the gazes of Earth's elites, Luo Feng said seriously, I have confidence in killing the swallowing beast. Everyone in the meeting room was stunned. It was so quiet that even the sound of a pin dropping could be heard. On Earth, till now, no one dared to say they had the confidence to kill the swallowing monster. Even Hong and God of Thunder, who possessed domains, said that they would risk their lives to kill the devourer beast. They were fighting with their lives on the line. They had no confidence. Luo Feng. Hong stared hard at Luo Feng. What did you say? I didn't hear it clearly. Thunder God stared hard at Luo Feng too. Say it again. Luo Feng, what did you just say? Beside, Jia Yi grabbed Luo Feng, his voice trembling with excitement and nervousness. Luo Feng. The various countries' leaders, representatives and warriors all stared at Luo Feng, almost like a group of drowning people looking at a boat heading towards them. Many of them rubbed their ears, worried they might have misheard. Some even asked the people beside them if Luo Feng had really said it. Nervousness, excitement, apprehension. All sorts of emotions permeated the meeting room. I'll speak. Luo Feng took a deep breath, looking at everyone around him. I have confidence. I'll kill the swallowing monster. You really have confidence? Luo Feng, what will you use to kill the swallowing monster? Luo, you're not lying to us? Different skin colors, different countries, people couldn't help but shout out. All of them, some had snow white hair, but their faces were flushed with excitement. Silence. Hong shouted loudly. The meeting room gradually quietened down. Hong said loudly, I'll ask Luo Feng. Everyone calm down. Everyone present was after all the elites of Earth, as it involved the entire country, race, and even the survival of Earth's humans, hence they all lost their composure. Hearing Hong's words, they could barely calm down. Luo Feng. Hong looked at Luo Feng, everyone in the meeting room looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng looked at Hong, asked, "What will you use to kill the swallowing monster? Don't tell me you'll risk your life in battle." Hong looked at Luo Feng. The meeting room was filled with the world's top experts. Hearing Luo Feng's words, they would know if Luo Feng was really confident or just lying. Attention all. Luo Feng looked around at the crowd. Last time in the meeting room I asked the head for a document that recorded all the major archaeological ruins on Earth. I can prove it. Hong nodded, that information was indeed given to Luo Feng by him. I was also very anxious when that devourer beast appeared. I've been thinking about it and I believe that there might be hope in the archaeological ruins to save Earth, said Luo Feng seriously. There are many archaeological ruins on Earth, and almost every country has explored them. There are only 3 perilous realms left. 3 great despairs? Many people exclaimed. They all knew how dangerous the 3 great perilous realms were. Ruins number 1, number 12, and number 31, which ones did you go to? Hong couldn't help but ask. Everyone on Earth knew how dangerous the 3 great despairs were. First Bermuda's underwater silver pyramid and 31st Shenongjia's poison source. I have no way of entering. Luo Feng shook his head. I've entered Archaeological Ruin 12, it's a black ship. Many people in the conference hall nodded. There were quite a number of people who knew about ancient ruin number 12, but all the countries had suffered because of it. That ship was able to maintain the energy supply of the laser pathway. I had already determined that the ship's damage wouldn't be too severe. Indeed. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. After I entered, there were indeed some weapons that were damaged. However, one of the most powerful single-target weapons, the laser cannon, was almost in perfect condition. I've acquired a repair robot from the ship. It's currently being repaired. I believe it should be ready to be used soon. Laser cannon? How powerful can that be? Someone seemed doubtful. Don't spout nonsense if you don't understand. A white old man with messy hair stared at Luo Feng. The laser cannon you've acquired, what grade is it? Luo Feng was slightly stunned. Babata's voice resounded in his mind. Tell him it's AB 6th grade. It's AB 6th grade. Luo Feng said. My God, B6 grade, humanity has hope. Humanity has hope. That messy hair old man was so excited that he was crying and laughing at the same time. Beside him, a representative warrior asked, Mr. Breckenridge, this B6 grade laser cannon, just how powerful is it? This Breckenridge old man surveyed his surroundings, speaking loudly. Many of you here know. The laser cannon that we developed on Earth that can kill an emperor-level monster was based on the damaged laser cannon found in the archaeological ruins. After dismantling it and researching it, we created it. Back then, I obtained a set of information. I knew the classification of the laser cannon's power in the universe. Breckenridge said, translating it to Earth's language, it's separated into A, B, and C grades. For example, the A1 grade laser cannon can kill a normal Star Traveler level 1 fighter. The A2 grade laser cannon can kill a normal Star Traveler level 2 fighter. So on and so forth. The A9 grade laser cannon can kill a Star Traveler level 9 fighter. And the B grade laser cannon is also very precious in the universe. The B1 grade laser cannon can kill a normal Star level 1 fighter. Breckenridge laughed loudly. So on and so forth. The B6 grade can kill a normal Star level 6 fighter. According to the information, even an interstellar fleet back then didn't have such a weapon. Immediately, the meeting room erupted. Ah, there's hope, there's hope. No need to die, there's no need for so many people to die. Haha. Howl howl. Many of the Earth's pinnacle elites present were so excited they lost their composure. However, no one cared about this. Losing their composure was nothing. Luo Feng. Hong looked at Luo Feng, smiling. Thank you, head. Luo Feng was about to speak. No need to call me head. If you respect me, just be like thunder, call me brother Hong. Hong smiled. He was indeed very grateful to Luo Feng. Even if he fought to the death, he only had a 20 to 30% chance. If he could kill the swallowing monster without dying, who would be willing to die? Brother Hong. Luo Feng shouted. Haha, good, haha, I'm happy. I haven't been this happy in a long time. Hong completely lost his composure. Thunder God walked over too. Right, Luo Feng. Hong's expression became serious, emphasizing, I know the laser cannon speed reaches light speed, that swallowing monster has no way of escaping. However, if it doesn't die in one shot, then the swallowing monster can definitely escape underground and swiftly find a chance to retaliate and destroy the laser cannon. Hence, there's only one chance to kill it. Luo Feng was shocked within. Right. The laser cannon, also known as the laser cannon, its speed was indeed fast. However, after firing the first shot, the second shot had to be prepared. With the swallowing beast's incredible speed, it would definitely be able to escape easily in such a short period of preparation. The moment it escaped, the swallowing monster wouldn't give Luo Feng a second chance. I understand. Luo Feng nodded. His consciousness left the virtual space and returned to reality. It was already 6 in the morning. Outside the window, the sky was already bright. The night has passed, the sky is bright. Luo Feng stood on the balcony, breathing out hot air on the glass, causing it to fog up. Luo Feng, it's done, wah. I Babata am too awesome. A laser cannon that hasn't been used for over 800,000 years, only I, Babata, can fix it so quickly. Babata's arrogant laughter resounded within Luo Feng's mind. Luo Feng revealed a look of glee. He didn't have the mood to blame Babata for being arrogant, instead saying, "Where's the weapon? Take it out and let me see." "Damn, don't rush." Within the wrist AI space, Babata stretched his body. Even though this laser cannon is a single-soldier weapon, however, it's still a single-soldier weapon in the universe. It takes up a lot of space. It requires 6m long, 6m wide, 3m tall space. The balcony beside you can't fit it. This is called a single-soldier weapon? Luo Feng was shocked. Just send out a robot or a fighter and they can easily carry it. Of course it's a single-soldier weapon. Babata said unhappily, "Why don't you take a look? That type of large-scale battleship weapon, just the size alone is comparable to your Earth's aircraft carriers." Luo Feng rubbed his head and laughed. "Right. The weapon's on a planet and in space the difference was huge. And Luo Feng, you won't be able to handle this weapon. Don't you have 3 repair robots? Arrange one for me. I'll program it. This kind of operation is definitely the right thing to do. Even though they aren't creative, they definitely won't make any low-level mistakes." Babata said. Of course Luo Feng agreed. Of the 3 black metal robots, one of them was quickly kept into Babata's storage space and programmed. Why hasn't the swallowing monster come out of the sea yet? On the balcony of Luo Feng's house, Hong, Thunder God, Jia Yi and the others, including Luo Feng, a total of 12 people were gathered. The sun was already high up in the sky. It was past noon. What's the rush? It's best if the swallowing monster never comes out. Hong laughed as he glanced at Thunder God, but Luo Feng was looking at the huge black metal robot in front of him. The gigantic instrument that was placed on the ground, 6 meters long, 6 meters wide and 3 meters thick. Its entire body seemed to be made out of crystal. The complicated structure within was dazzling. And the cannon's diameter was 5m. Will this cannon be able to kill the swallowing monster? M.O. Henderson from America was worried. Relax. Luo Feng laughed confidently. Don't be fooled by the swallowing monster's 180m long body. Its head is only 20m long. A 5m diameter light beam shot over. It'll be able to blow up its entire head. I guarantee its soul will scatter. It can't be more dead. Blow up its head. M.O. Henderson was excited. A group of people were waiting anxiously. Only the black metal robot stood there motionless. The sunlight shining on its body didn't reflect at all. Time passed minute by minute. 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. The sun had already reached the western mountains and was about to set. Hello. Hong pressed on his tactical communications watch. Head, the swallowing monster has just flown out from the waters around Sven's Island near Antarctica. A voice resounded from the tactical communications watch, causing the 12 people present to get excited. Almost at the same time, everyone else's tactical communications watch vibrated. It's here. The swallowing monster has finally appeared. The gazes of the 12 warriors on Luo Feng's balcony all landed on the black metal robot. Luo Feng, are you sure you want the robot to control the B6 grade laser cannon? Thunder God couldn't help but ask. If we don't use the robot, who? Which one of us will use the B6 grade laser cannon? Luo Feng laughed. The others all laughed, however their smiles were filled with nervousness. There was no choice, everyone was under a lot of pressure. After all, the moment they failed, that would be humanity's doomsday. Luo Feng looked at the metal robot. Move. Luo Feng said. The red crystal eyes of the metal robot suddenly lit up, after which it extended its steel arms and grabbed the huge crystal-like laser cannon, so it immediately rose into the air. Under the setting sun, the black metal robot grabbed the crystal laser cannon and swiftly disappeared into the horizon. Luo Feng and the other 12 looked up. Stop looking, let's hurry inside. Look at the satellite tracking. Hong shouted. Immediately the others all entered Luo Feng's house's second-floor listening room. Voila! The endless ocean waters of the Pacific Ocean slightly undulated. Right now it was about 5 p.m. in China's time, however here, it was deep into the night. Tonight it was pitch black, there was no moon. Oh. In the air above the Pacific Ocean, a completely black as ink, golden engravings wrapped around its horn, a huge beast flew across the sky, that pair of black scaled wings waved, it was like a black shadow. It was an existence that caused the entire human race to fear. The swallowing space beast's pinnacle bloodline, the golden horned beast. As it flew, its dark golden eyes looked down from above. There was only coldness and brutality in its eyes. Over 10,000 kilometers away from the golden horned beast, the sun had just set, the sky wasn't completely dark yet. A 2.2m tall black metal robot was easily grabbing onto a huge laser cannon that looked like it was carved out of crystal. It was flying quickly, leaving the Huaxia continent and entering the ocean. The direction it was flying in was getting closer to the golden horned beast. Yangzhou City, Luo Feng's house's second-floor listening room. On the left side of the screen that took up almost an entire wall, was the scene of the swallowing beast flying in the night, and on the right side was the scene of the metal robot grabbing the crystal and flying. The metal robot's flying speed, 2,109 meters per second. The electronic voice reverberated in the audiovisual room, Devourer's flying speed, 15,219 meters per second. There were 12 experts from Earth gathered in the audiovisual room. Luo Feng, this commentary electronic voice, it's an AI system. Hong said softly to Luo Feng. Everyone, I've already prepared the wine for the celebration. At the side, Thunder God took out wine cups from the wine cabinet and poured out a total of 12 cups. Everyone, let's see how the Devourer beast dies. Haha, we have to prepare more celebratory wine. Luo Feng and the others laughed. Everyone was laughing. However, everyone was in a state of anxiety. Everyone was just pretending to be relaxed. No one could completely relax at this time. Time ticked by. Although the distance between the black metal robot and the devourer beast was more than 10,000 kilometers, the distance between the devourer beast and the black metal robot was over 10,000 kilometers. However, the devourer beast's speed was over 10 kilometers per second. Time ticked by. The atmosphere in the audiovisual room was getting tenser and tenser. It was as if everything had frozen, making it hard for people to breathe. The distance between them is 2,100 kilometers. The metal robot has stopped, the electronic voice said. On the screen, on the left side, the devourer beast was still flying, almost as if it was heading directly towards the Chinese continent. On the right side, the metal robot had already stopped, floating in mid-air. The laser cannon is glowing. It's already activated. Luo Feng and the others held their breaths as they watched. The metal robot was holding the B6 grade laser cannon in one hand, while the other hand was nimbly controlling it. The entire laser cannon that was almost like a huge crystal carving began to glow, the light followed the lines and swiftly flowed towards the center. The laser cannon needs 50 seconds to charge up. Luo Feng explained softly. Beside, Jia was obviously nervous, nodding. The laser cannon's attack is in a straight line. Before both sides pass through the ground. It has to be closer, a distance of 1,000 kilometers is just right. Luo Feng nodded. This laser cannon was a weapon of the universe. Even though the planet's internal air and dust had some resistance, it didn't affect the laser cannon at all. 50 seconds passed. On the right side of the screen, the metal robot was controlling the huge laser cannon's muzzle. Chi-chi, a white light revolved around the muzzle, causing the entire muzzle to be extremely glaring. It's ready? Luo Feng said softly, we can attack at any time. It's almost ready. Thunder God couldn't help but say. No problem, there's enough time. Jia swallowed hard, staring at the screen. Quick, quick, quick. Mo Henderson muttered softly. Alright, we can attack now. Hong said softly. Everyone was in a state of unprecedented nervousness. The 12 present were the absolute elites of Earth, their mental fortitude was definitely top-notch. However, at this moment, no one had ever been so nervous before. Even when facing death, they weren't as nervous as they were right now. America's main command. God, please protect your children. The black-skinned president's forehead was beaded with sweat, drawing a cross on his chest, his gaze staring straight at the screen. Beside him, the generals and officials all held their breaths. China's capital's main command. The number 1 elder Zhou stood perfectly straight, staring at the screen in front of him. Beside him, none of the other leaders made a sound. The European Union, India, Russia, HR Alliance, 23 headquarter cities, all the leaders of Earth held their breaths as they watched this scene. An unprecedented pressure was pressing down on the humans of Earth. Was it survival? Was it death? Everything would be revealed. The metal robot and the swallowing beast, the distance was 1,200 kilometers, 1,150 kilometers, 1,100 kilometers. Everyone on Earth who was watching the scene was extremely nervous, but the black metal robot's face was always like steel, it didn't seem nervous at all. Its red crystal eyes suddenly lit up. A strand of signal was transmitted directly into the laser cannon. Immediately, an incomparably dazzling, resplendent, mesmerizing white beam of light. It shot out from the laser cannon's 5 m diameter, across the Pacific Ocean. In an instant, this mesmerizing white beam of light had already reached its target 1,082 kilometers away, the swallowing space beast Golden Horned Beast. In the night, above the Pacific Ocean, the Golden Horned Beast's wings were slightly raised, its dark golden eyes gazing down at the ocean below. This was the moment. Time had stopped. Chi. Like hair being burnt by fire, an extremely short chi sound could be heard, that incomparably dazzling white beam of light directly pierced through the Golden Horned Beast's head. The entire upper half of its head, including the edge of its slightly raised left wing, was passed by. Almost without a sound. Only that extremely short chi sound could be heard. Nothingness. The Golden Horned Beast's head instantly only had its terrifying mouth and lower jaw left. Everything from its nose upwards had completely disappeared. As for its skull and other parts, they all turned into nothingness. The white beam of light was incomparably dazzling. After piercing through the Golden Horned Beast, it continued forward in a straight line, flying into the atmosphere, actually piercing through the atmosphere, directly shooting into space filled with resplendent stars. Time had stopped at this moment. In the listening room. On the left side of the screen was the flying swallowing beast. However, this swallowing beast had only had a mouth left, and there was nothing else on it. On the right side of the screen was the blinding beam of light that had already shot into space. The 12 people in the listening room instantly stared wide-eyed, after which they all went crazy. Ah, we've succeeded, we've succeeded. Jia, the number 1 person in China's military, excitedly jumped up, waving his fist. Ha ha, oh. Mo Henderson shook his butt proudly. Haha, we've succeeded, we've succeeded. Luo Feng excitedly shouted. Come, hurry, let's drink, let's celebrate our success. Thunder God shouted loudly, immediately grabbing the wine glass beside him. That's great. Hong too had a look of excitement on his face. And within LuoFeng's mind, Babata's excited voice resounded. Luo Feng, I'm amazing, right? I've said it before, this laser cannon that can kill a star level 6. Killing it was just a simple swipe, it's dead for sure, wahaha. Babata was extremely proud too. The entire Earth's countries in an instant were in an uproar. Excitement. We finally succeeded. This disaster is finally over. Luo Feng excitedly walked towards Thunder God. Luo Feng froze, the previously excited listening room immediately quietened down, even the excited representative Zhu Shi stopped. Luo Feng's heart skipped a beat, turning to look at the screen. On the left screen, the swallowing monster's head was still only left with its mouth, but strangely, it was still floating with two horns, one long and one short, floating beside it. The two horns' golden engravings suddenly let out a glaring golden light. The swallowing monster's huge body, especially on its neck and back, the golden engravings on its scales all lit up. This golden light swiftly followed the engravings and directly transferred to the swallowing monster's huge wings. In an instant, the wings seemed to grow a size larger, the shape slightly changing. Shio. Just like a golden light. The swallowing monster, with only its mouth left on its head, actually dove straight into the ocean. Rumble. The seawater exploded. It failed? Hang's face immediately went pale, his body trembling. Jia Yi looked at the screen in shock, continuously shaking his head, tears flowing down his face silently. Thunder God, who was holding a few wine glasses in celebration, also stared wide-eyed at the screen, the wine glass in his hand unconsciously slipping down. Pa, pa, pa. The glass shattered, the shards flying, the sound was like a sharp sword piercing everyone's heart. Luo Feng stared blankly at the screen, no longer showing any expression. Despair? His heart was filled with grief? At this moment, the entire Earth's heart stopped beating, the entire Earth's humans were in despair. It was as though they were witnessing humanity's demise. The swallowing monster is moving extremely quickly at the bottom of the sea. Its speed is 36,062 meters per second. It's 2.37 times its previous speed. In the listening room, the electronic voice emotionlessly reported the numbers, however there was no longer any reaction. Everyone was as silent as statues, as though they were dead.